welcome everybody to our elementary Christmas program. The kids have been working really hard and they're really excited to share all their hard work. So I'm going to get out of the way and we'll let them come in and we'll get started.
We gather around in our ring-a-ding square and listen to the silver bells ring.
But that was then and this is now, and there are no bells anymore. There haven't been bells in our hometown since 1654.
That was the year our spirit left and every bell just stopped. That was the year the spirit of the season went kerplop.
It didn't happen all at once, but over a stretch of time, the joy of the season was totally lost and the bells refused to chime.
People started feeling down from the pressure of the season. They scowled and bickered with one another for almost any reason. Shopping for presents and going to parties wasn't even fun. Seasonal traditions became a tiresome chore for everyone.
Over time, our perfect town just got a lot more frumpy and jumpy. Over time, our perfect town just got a lot more grumpy.
This is the saddest thing I ever heard. No bells this season is totally absurd.
What's the matter with this old thing? Oh, who cares? Who wants to hear an old bell ring?
Tisk tisk, so young to be so grumpy.
Warning everybody, I have a weather alert. Everybody listen and no one will get hurt.
What is it, weather girl? What do you know?
A storm is coming, look out for the storm.
I heard it's not just any storm. I heard it's a whopper, the storm of the century, and nothing could stop her. It figures one more thing to make us grumpy. When the wind starts to howl and the sky starts to redden. Look out, everybody! It's
Snowmageddon! Pipes were freezing and people couldn't find food. Ring-a-ding town was totally unglued. Some people began to panic. They didn't know what to do. With a long winter ahead, we might not make it through.
What about one kid too young to be a Grumps craftsman to the thump? He stepped on a big snowdrift and gave its town a scrape.
Citizens, neighbors, family, and friends, our grumpy attitude must come to an end. Mother, father, sister, brother, like never before, we need each other.
Everyone got quiet. Some people thought there would be a riot.
The people listened to what the child said, and ideas like light bulbs went on in each head.
Come on, everybody, before the storm ends, we gotta remember we are all friends.
The people listened closely to what the children had to say, and all their grumpy feelings began to melt away.
We won't be defeated by troubles or weather. We'll all make it through if we just stick together. Just like that, despite the cold sting, the once grumpy people started to sing.
ways to do a good deed.
It didn't matter for poor or rich. We shoveled each sidewalks and pushed cars from the ditch. We remember the joy there was sharing. We remember the joy there was caring.
It didn't seem to matter that the bells wouldn't ring. People took a new look at everything. They realized that a good start was listening to the sound beating in their heart. The snow started melting from the warmth of each heart, and grumpy attitudes simply all fell apart.
And suddenly from the middle of the meetings where no forgotten sound filled the crisp winter.
The spirit of season returned to the town, and smiles lit up where the lines as a fire. The spirit of season returned within, and like long ago, they all began to sing.
Not the planned ending, but they just did it anyway. Good job, you guys. We want to thank you all for coming. I don't know about you, but hearing this many kids all sing together certainly puts me in the mood for the holiday season.